All right, we are live once again. We are live once again. We still doing a Q&A. We are still doing a Q&A and stuff. So, if you got any questions and answers, put them on. If you got any questions, put them on out there. Tonight's topic, we will be talking about the PRO Act. We'll be talking about the PRO Act and how it's going to affect the trucking industry. I figure I better go ahead and go into this video right now and stuff and get ahead of it because I'm pretty sure the questions and stuff are going to start coming, and it's going to be a lot of misinformation get put out there and stuff about the PRO Act. And, people are forgetting the whole political process and how everything works and stuff and so on and so forth. So, again, we're going to be talking about the PRO Act, how it is in our DO, what's going on and stuff, how it ties into the AB5, which is regulated in the state of California. So as you guys come in and stuff, give me a sound check. We'll give you guys a few minutes of stuff to get in there. Again, we're going to be talking about the PRO Act. We're going to be talking about the PRO Act this evening and stuff. So, again, but if you have any questions about the trucking industry and stuff at large, put them on out there, and I'll get to it as soon as I get, as soon as I get what I said, what I'm talking about and stuff out. Okay, all right. Because I was talking to my brother yesterday about this same thing. I didn't know. I thought they were going to vote on it. I know that it was. I know it was sitting in Congress now. Okay, sounds good. Okay, brother Preach, what's going on with you? I know that it was in Congress. I thought they were supposed to be voting on it in August, but it was actually today. They voted on it today, and it's approved. The bill is approved and stuff, and so people, you gotta understand is that there is a political process, right? I don't want people to be getting up here talking about that. Oh yeah, it's in law. They're doing it right now, and so on and so forth, and all this other nonsense. I'm getting people familiarized with it. We're gonna get ahead of it, and if anybody says anything otherwise, then you already know they're just saying they're just speaking out of their neck. Okay, so as you guys know, AB5 was pushed into policy in the state of California, and so if you guys have been following me and stuff in the past, you also know how I what I was talking about as far as AB5 and what was the whole purpose of AB5 and stuff as far as it pertains to the transportation industry, right? I said it. I called it and stuff a long time ago. I said AB5 will pass in the state of California, but I also said what steps and stuff are going to be taken, and so everything is falling in line perfectly. And the whole reason why they did AB5 in California and California only. So everybody, when I was talking about it then and stuff, I believe it was 2 years ago, everybody was pretty much familiar with it, and they already knew what the next step was going to be. It was two things that was going to happen. They said, one, they was either going to push this thing federally, or they were going to get other states and stuff involved in it. And so the next state that was on the chopping block, everybody was talking about it. So, that's why I was saying, okay, everybody's caught up to speed. Everybody's familiar with it. Everybody knew what needed to be done and stuff. And so, now AB5 and stuff is in it's already in its, it's in it, it's in its complete stage in California. It's in its complete stage in California. So for those you guys and stuff that's up here, I want to ask you the question, right? This is the pop quiz. What was the purpose, right, of AB5 being created in California as it pertained to the transportation industry? What was the whole purpose of AB5 being created? What was it that they was, in other words, what was the end game? What was it that they was trying to get in the state of California? What was the end game? as far as it pertains to the transportation industry. What was the end game? So anyway, they were talking about it last year and stuff, and they was actually, the coronavirus really, COVID-19 and stuff really, it really helped. It really helped a lot of stuff because they were talking about it last year and stuff, but again, it was just talk. But they went on ahead and implemented it this year. They went on ahead and implemented it this year because they already had the backing and stuff necessary. They had all the backing and stuff necessary. So, I try not to be political on my channel, right? But I'm only going to state facts. I'm only going to state the facts and stuff. So whatever your political affiliation is and stuff, it is what it is and stuff. I don't prescribe. I'm not a candidate for any side and stuff. I'm just simply, speaking things and stuff as it, I'm just speaking things and stuff as fact. So it was talk last year, but they didn't have the right type of representation and stuff in there to push through. Now that they have, at least the House and stuff, right? They have the House majority because it was mostly democratically led, right? Which is the whole purpose of AB5 and stuff in the state of California was democratically led. But California is the only state right now that has pushed AB5, right? They the only state and stuff that has pushed AB5 and stuff. And so the next state that was supposed to follow through with AB5. All right, DL, what's going on with you? Hey, DL, listen, if you got that question, right? If you got that question that we were supposed to do on that live feed and stuff, go and put it on out there, guys. I'm going to go ahead and answer that question and stuff, too, if you still remember it. If you still remember it and stuff. I'm just getting people familiar with the whole PRO Act and stuff, right? So people don't get up here and start saying the wrong things. But I'm also saying this as a need for people to prepare for what's to come in the trucking industry later. It's all about being prepared and stuff. And so, it's not something that's going to go away. It's not something that's going to go away and stuff, right? But, with AB5 being implemented and stuff, the whole reason why they implemented in the transportation division was to get control of the ports. That was the whole agenda and stuff, was to get control of the ports and stuff, which they do have now. A long time ago, California, the California port people, they used to be very organized over there. Those guys used to be very organized. If any kind of regulation came down the pipeline, if they didn't like it, then they shut that port down. But now, with AB5 being implemented inside the transportation division, it's over with now and stuff. They already have the stuff in play. If you guys have been following any kind of trucking news and stuff, you see where Kenworth now, Kenworth has set up their, they've been trying to get, everything and stuff electrical over there to where, they have 0% emissions. And so Kenworth now has 300 trucks at the ready over there at the LA ports. They got 300 trucks at the ready. They set up the electrical station and stuff that's over there. It's operational. And they got 300 trucks. They got 300 trucks and stuff from Kenworth. So, everybody else's stuff is going to follow. Freightliner, they had to pull back because they got a recall. They got a recall and stuff on every single one of their trucks and stuff. But Kenworth is ready. They got their trucks there. They got their, they got their electrical jacks and stuff. They already got their stuff ready. So, the whole thing of AB5 was to get control of the ports. And so the next state that they were talking about implementing AB5 was in the state of New Jersey. Now, AB5 is not something that's transportation centered. It's not something that's transportation centered, but it's going to be, but it helps out in that area and stuff, right? Because everything else, they're not really too concerned about it. They just want to make sure that they get control of the ports and stuff. And so um, the fastest way and stuff that people were making to come up was in transportation. The problem is that so many people are so unfamiliar with what goes on in the whole transportation thing to make money that it's allowed a lot of people to come in and just go broke, and they can't understand, okay, well, what are these fees, what are those fees and stuff, why am I contracted, so on and so forth. So so what everybody did, they just went and said, well, they're doing, they're operating things unfairly over here. They're making us operate this way and that way and so on and so forth, when, um, the whole lease thing is kind of, it's a new concept because they put the lease purchase in. Lease has already been around, but lease purchase is a new phrase and stuff, right? It's a new phrase. It hasn't been around a whole lot. It has been around for a very long time, The first people that implemented was Prime Inc., right? The first people was Prime Inc. So, okay, DL, let's see. How can a driver earn and save 100,000? How fast can it be done? And where can a person put the capital to grow it quickly? Okay. All right, so we talking about the first 100,000 and stuff, right? Okay. All right. Let's see. What you saying? So you're saying that AB5 is for the unions, like the mob in the 60s and the 70s. They want the ports and Amazon. Okay, yeah. They want the ports, right? Because if you control the ports, and stuff, then you got everything else. You got everything else and stuff. It's just where the ports and stuff are centered at, they're centered around a lot of Democratic states, right? New Jersey is Democrat, California is Democratic, and now they got Pennsylvania. They got Pennsylvania and Delaware, right? So the state that they're not really too concerned about is Miami. They're not worried about Miami. They're not worried about Jacksonville, right? Because not yet and stuff, but the formula that they have to get California, the formula that they have to get Florida is California. Because you see that a lot of California people and stuff are making an exodus, and the three states that they're going into and stuff is Texas, Georgia, and they're getting Texas, Georgia, and Florida. And so, when people leave, right? When people leave and stuff, they bring a lot of their problems and stuff along with them, rather than just finding out and stuff, okay, fix the problem in California and get everything and stuff back to the way that they want it to be. It's just a lot of regulation comes and it goes unchecked, even though they give it support, so on and so forth. So now they're taking those same things and it's going over there into Texas and California, and Texas and Florida. So Ron DeSantis, which is the governor of Florida and stuff, they pretty much, he's getting over there, he's doing things and stuff like that, and so he's losing a lot of constituency base, right? He's losing a lot of constituency base and stuff, regardless of the fact that people may be impressed with DeSantis and stuff. A lot of people are not, and so if they can get DeSantis, right, if they can get DeSantis out of there, then they'll pretty much get AB5 and stuff implemented in Florida and stuff, and then they'll pretty much have all the major ports and stuff, So like I said, California is one, New Jersey is the second one, New Jersey is the second one and stuff, along with Pennsylvania and Delaware, and then of course Florida. So they're putting all the pieces and stuff together. And the first part of the act is the PRO Act, right? They're trying to get this thing federally, right? They're trying to get it federally. And listen to what I'm saying. The bill has been approved. The bill has been approved, which means the next step has to go to Senate. Now, this is where they're gonna This is where it's going to be contending and stuff for a very long time. Senate has already said that they're not going to pass it. The Senate has already said it, because if you understand what the PRO Act and stuff means and stuff in transportation, you know, a lot of the carriers out here, a lot of these carriers and stuff out here are pretty much own operator base, you know. And I don't have to go through all the names and stuff of what carriers and stuff there are. But for a lot of these carriers, they put all their stuff on red, right? They betted on red and stuff. That's where they got all their money and stuff at. And so that's why they have their political their political party and stuff, their preferred political party and stuff is in play. You know, they've been voted in and stuff. They're going to be the ones holding the line and stuff like that. You know, so it's something that will be passed. The PRO Act will be passed. Make no mistake about it. It will be passed. It's just you're in the first steps of what's going to be refined and stuff. You know, we're looking at maybe the PRO Act. I'm looking at maybe not this election cycle here and stuff, maybe the next election cycle, you know, which is not the presidential and stuff, but, you know, the Congress and, you know, the Congress and the Senate and stuff, right? So it's already, you know, it's already going to be passed, right? It's just not going to be passed right now. So they just have to get the key factors and stuff in place. First, they have to show that it's going to be successful in California, right? The whole AB5 is going to be successful in California, which it is, right? So the next step is that even though the PRO Act and stuff is not going to be something that's passed, because you got the Senate, they got a real rough road and stuff. They already said, you know, Mitch McConnell and stuff, they already said they're going to be anything that the Democrats and stuff put out there, they're going to be rejecting it. Everything, you know. So you know, as long as the Republicans remain the Senate majority and stuff like that, then the PRO Act will not pass. It will not pass and stuff. But like I said, as long as the Senate remains the majority, right? So with the bill being approved and stuff in Congress, it has to be passed. It has to be passed in Senate and stuff in order for it to be made law, right? Okay, that's just basic politics and stuff like that. So if anybody tells you any different, you know, if anyone tells you any different, just refer back to this page right here and stuff. Congress has passed the bill. They approved the bill, excuse me. They approved the bill. It has to go to Senate. Senate will not pass it. All right, Mr. Holmes, what's going on? They will not pass it. Okay? As long as the Republicans have the majority and stuff inside the Senate, it will not pass. Okay? But it's not to say that it's going to always be that way and stuff. Eventually, it will get that way. It has to show a level of success and stuff, which they are setting up right now. So the next step is to get the states and stuff involved. They already got California. Now they have to get, again, New Jersey is going to be the next. They're going to be the next state on the chopping block. New Jersey is going to be the next state on the chopping block and stuff. So they just got to get their apparatuses and stuff over there, you know, as far as like what is it that they want to do and stuff once they implement AB5 and stuff in the state of New Jersey, right? They got to get all the red tape and stuff out of the way, just like, you know, with California. Some of the stuff was overlooked. That's why, you know, when they passed AB5 in California, they passed in California and stuff. There was a ruling and stuff that was in play that went actually to aviation and stuff. And so the California Trucking Association used that, and that's how they got the extension. That's how they got the extension and stuff. But, you know, they no longer have it. They already, you know, they're enforcing it right now and stuff in California right now as we speak. You know, you cannot be, you're either an employee and stuff, or you are an owned operator. You cannot be leased anymore. You can't be leased anymore and stuff. So, um, a lot of companies anticipated, they already knew what was going to happen, and they prepared a lot of people in California and stuff. They helped them move. They helped them move. They helped them set up new residency and stuff, so on and so forth. It's just, and then some of the outfits and stuff pulled out. Some of them set up, their base of operation in other states. Even though they kept the terminal there in the state of California, they still, they still, for the most part and stuff, they still operate in California. Okay, all right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a phone call, you guys. Let's see. People in power with authority are stealing right in front of our eyes. Right. Okay. Now, it's not that. It's a lot. It's a lot of variation and stuff that went into. It's a lot of variation that went into why they implemented AB5 and stuff into transportation. Like, a lot of people that are okay when you're leasing, right? If you got your own truck and you decide to go and lease with a carrier, people don't understand the whole. They want to bring the whole labor law stuff in there, and they really don't know what they're talking about, right? And they should really get familiar and stuff with something that's very basic, but they don't do it. And so what you want to do, you want to have employee benefits. You want to have employee benefits, but you want to operate as an own operator. And the same thing with the carrier. The carrier wants you to operate as an own operator, right? As far as your comings and going, as far as like what you do business with your truck. But they want it as far as policy, like how they pay you, what kind of loads and stuff you run. They want to treat you like an employee. So the clash has been the clash has been between those two things and stuff there, right? Is that, the companies, they understand, right? That's why if they ever implemented such a thing, they already knew that the lease purchase thing was going to be something failed, right? And it was going to have repercussion and stuff behind it. That's why some carriers don't even do the lease purchase thing, like, Landstar, for instance. You can be a contractor for Landstar, but Landstar isn't going to go and buy a whole bunch of trucks and say, okay, guys, we're doing a lease purchase deal and stuff over here. Come and get it, right? But if you look at the regulation at Landstar, I mean, they're really over-regulated over there at that company as far as their policy. They are really over-regulated, just like a company driver, That's why I'm saying I really can't, a lot of people go over there and they're successful and stuff like that, but it's a lot of their policy over there and stuff. And I'm saying, like, if you look at a lot of these lease program policies, that they want you to operate like an employee. And so a lot of people say, well, daggone, well, I should be getting benefits and stuff as an employee, right? But then that's when they throw the own operator thing and stuff at you. When your truck break down, they got, all this, when you're a contractor, when you complete a job, right? When you render a service, when you render a service, you're supposed to be compensated for the service rendered as soon as the job is complete. It ain't no, okay, well, we'll wait till Friday and all that stuff there. Once the job is done, that's why you got to do a rate con. You got to sign for the rate con and stuff like that, because it's the agreed settlement. It's the agreed compensation for the job and stuff or the service that you're going to render. So once it's complete, you're supposed to be getting paid. But you got some carriers out here and stuff. Oh, you got to do a week in the hole. You got to do 2 weeks in the hole, 3 weeks in the hole. But you're a contractor. And see, but they treat you like an employee and stuff. They treat you like an employee when you got they treat you like an employee when it's to the benefit of the carrier. But then they treat you like an own operator too when it's to the benefit of the carrier too. Like, well, okay, listen, you're supposed to be, you're supposed to be saving up your money and stuff like that and everything. You shouldn't be coming to us for loans and all that. Mind you that you're in a lease purchase program, right? Which they got the whole thing regulated. So, as a contractor, as a contract and stuff, now your agreement is if they have a load, and stuff, then you can negotiate. If they don't have a load, then whoever they got a carrier packet filled out with, if they approve carrier with other people who have freight and stuff, then you should be able to go there and negotiate. You should be able to go over there, negotiate a rate, right, and do the load and stuff like that. And your contract should stipulate how much money and stuff they get based upon what work and stuff you get from other places. The contract should stipulate that, but they're saying, no, we got a dispatch for you. They're going to be finding you the loads and so on and so forth, right? And if they don't have no freight, then your truck got to sit, which again, you're a contractor. It's your, as a contractor and stuff, you have the right, because everything that you're paying for, the trailer, you got a trailer rental agreement, right? Which means that you're in charge, they issue you the trailer and stuff, regardless of whether you're in a dropping hook or if they assign you a trailer and stuff like that. You're paying for everything that's over there, right? You're paying for everything that's over there. You got a contract. That's why, when you get to these scale houses and stuff like that, they want to see the lease agreement. They want to see the lease agreement, because your lease agreement has everything up there about, the rules, regulation, policy, guidelines, and procedures and stuff, right? About how you operate over there. But people just escape that. Okay, well, I'm gonna go over to this mega carrier or just whoever, and they can't find me a load and stuff, then that's it. You're sitting for 2 or 3 days until they find you something. But you can get on the phone. You can haul loads for whoever approved carrier, because again, you're paying for the insurance. And because you got a lease agreement with the carrier. So they can't deny you and tell you, no, you can't do the load, because the insurance covers whatever freight and stuff you're going to haul. The fact that they're an approved carrier, right? They filled out the carrier packet, meaning that whoever you get the load from and stuff, they meet all the criteria for them. So that you can go over there and haul freight for them, And if anything happens, okay, well, they know what insurance company and stuff you're approved under, how much is your coverage, so on and so forth, right? Otherwise that they'll just deny you because you don't meet those criteria. But being that you're over there and you're a contractor, those are the benefits and stuff of being there. But a lot of people don't understand that. That's not explained to them. They just say, okay, well, wait on your dispatcher to find you a load. So it's a lot of things that happen in these lease programs that guys don't understand. They don't have any kind of insight about. And the carrier isn't giving you that. They're just saying, hey, come on over here to orientation, right? Come over here to orientation. This is what we're going to pay you. We're going to find you the freight. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about trying to look for freight. We're going to find the freight for you. And that's that. And, here it is come Friday or whenever payday and stuff is due. Now you got, a lot of guys don't even understand their settlements. And don't get me wrong. I say this stuff. I'm not banging on nobody because I did it myself. I was at national carriers. I didn't understand my settlements. Every Friday, how I operate over there at national carriers was that I just did loads and stuff and just hope I got paid on Friday. I just hope it was enough that I was able to pay my expenses, and that was that. I didn't understand my expenses. My whole 2.5 years of being at national carriers, I never understood my expenses. That's why I couldn't make money, because I didn't know what I actually owed national carriers. So a lot of times I stayed in the hole. I didn't understand my expenses. So I would sit there and call payroll and have them try to explain it to me and stuff like that when it's not their job. It should be on, your settlement should be understood. Okay, here's what you have to pay, or you should look at your contract and you should know, okay, well, this is what all my total expenses and stuff are going to be. So because I know what my expenses are, I know how much money and stuff I need to make in order to pay them, and how much I'm gonna make now. But that was my thing for being over there at national carriers for 2.5 years. Even when I was at DART, it was a little bit understandable because they didn't do the weekly thing over there. They charged you every day. They charged you daily, right? but you knew what your expenses and stuff were. You know what your overhead was every day. So, you know, you sit there, you pick up a load, you deliver the load, you scan it. You know, you scan it. As long as you made the deadline and stuff, then you know, okay, all my expenses a day minus the fuel was going to be like $90. Okay, so the first $90 went to Dart, and that paid for my expenses and stuff. And so, you know, then you subtract the fuel, and then you already knew what you was gonna get paid off the load. So national carriers, you know, it was pretty much the same thing. It's just, you know, I just didn't dedicate myself to learning. I didn't dedicate myself to learning anything and stuff. And so for 2 years, I just drove a truck and just hoped that, okay, come Friday and stuff, man, I hope I got paid this week. And, you know, it's another, oh man, well, sorry, Rooster, you're $400 in the red. You know, you're 400 in the red, you're 700 in the red. Okay, you made a paycheck this week. You know, you made $600. You made $600. You made $900 this week. You in the red again. You in the negative. You know, you in the negative and stuff, and all I'm just sitting there hoping, you know, sitting in my chest beating real fast. Man, I sure hope I made a paycheck this week. That's how I operate. And so if I did it, a lot of other guys and stuff did the same way, you know, and that's why we couldn't make money. We didn't understand the comings and goings and stuff of the business, and they certainly weren't going to give you, they certainly wasn't going to break it down and stuff in simplest terms and stuff about, okay, this what you need in order to make a paycheck. In order to make a settlement, this what we need right here and stuff. You know, kind of everybody expenses were the same, you know, depending on what kind of truck you had. You know, the difference was probably $25. It was probably $25 just depending on what kind of truck you had. But other than that, everybody's expenses were the same. And so, you know, I sat there and stuff, and I just wasted time, you know. I just wasted time and stuff, man. And so, it passes over. All right, Mr. Eastwood, what's going on with you? So that same attitude just passes over and stuff, right? And so a lot of other people and stuff in lease programs and stuff, they the same way. And so that's why I created my channel here and stuff, to give you a better understanding, a better insight about what it is that you're going through. But, you know, you got to dedicate yourself to understanding the craft of what you're in. And a lot of guys don't understand it. So you make a lot of arguments, but the arguments are actually working in the favor of, getting certain policies, rules, and regulations passed in the trucking industry that we don't need. You know, you get, you know, the second the camera comes down and stuff like that, and they say, okay, well, we're gonna do a documentary and stuff and put it on CNN. You got a whole bunch of truck drivers up there talking about things that they shouldn't be talking about, that's actually their fault, but then they want to blame the trucking industry. Oh, well, somebody, you know, they're making me do this and they're making me do that. They're not making you do anything. It's just you going out here just feeblously doing whatever and stuff and saying things and stuff like that. And so you're talking to other people who are looking at the trucking industry and saying, well, daggone, man, you know what? They should just have more regulation and stuff out there. But kind of look how they making them operate. They got to drive the truck. They got to sit there and just drive the truck and stuff until they're dead tired, not understanding that, you know, we're so regulated now. You know, you can't drive a truck now till you dead tired. You know, nobody's forcing you to do anything out here. You know, they're hiring drivers every single day. So, you know, even if somebody is forcing you to do something, you can just tell them, hey, man, look, take this job and shove it. I'll go work for someone else, you know. But it was a lot of things that was being done out here, and a lot of people was being portrayed as heroes and stuff when that wasn't even the case. You know, the biggest case being this guy named Abe. You know, this guy named Abe and stuff. What his YouTube channel was, Run Hard, Get Paid. Run Hard to Get Paid. He was the first driver that went up there and posted up a video, and it went viral. And the thing is that, you know, from people who didn't understand the trucking industry whatsoever, they looked at this guy and stuff and regarded as a hero. But for the people that was in the industry, we knew, okay, Abe, you know, this guy Abe and stuff, man, he just, you know, he lazy. He just a lazy truck driver. And the reason why a lot of this stuff goes on out here is because of guys like Abe. You know, because if Abe was working in some factory somewhere, then and he would have pulled off that same stuff, they would have fired him. You know, they would have fired him and stuff. But then Abe gets up here, makes his video go viral, right? Puts the company on blast. They put the company on blast, and so now the same company that helped this man, right? Because he was at, you know, from his own admission, he said that Warner was ripping him off. He was an own operator over there at Warner, and they instead of giving Abe a bus ticket, they flew Abe out. They gave Abe a plane ticket, right? They treated this man with all this respect and dignity and whatnot and stuff because he gave him that sob story about what Warner was doing to him and stuff. And so, you know, they gave Abe the best. They gave Abe the best equipment that was over there at the time. And you know, so what Abe decides to do, he decides to record a conversation, which I'm saying for all of us that been in the industry, you know, they're not really forcing you to do nothing. They just, hey, it's our way and stuff of helping each other. But you know, yeah, it's our way of helping each other. You calling the dispatch and stuff, it's not their job to keep you up. But you know, they gonna say stuff, you know, they're gonna say things and then they don't actually mean it. They're just saying stuff because they're just a conversation of what they thought was between two people. But he recorded it and everybody heard it and everybody got the wrong concept. And this man went up here on CNN. He went up there on CNN and stuff, and he went up there on CNN and stuff and just put a whole bunch of you know, he just talked about a whole bunch of nothing. And they were asking him all the, you know, about, okay, well, look, you know, what do you think should happen and this sort of stuff there. And then it just made people start looking at trucking in some kind of light and stuff when that's not the light we're in. You know, you're in control of the vessel. Nobody forces you to do nothing. You know, if you tired, of course you're supposed to pull over. Okay, you just deal with whatever stuff that's gonna come to you. You know, but they let him know. That's the thing there. He didn't explain that. They let him know, okay, this is your job task right here. You're going to have a load that's going to be coming tonight. You're going to have to pick it up and you're going to have to run it, you know. So right now, you need to go ahead and take your break. You got a 10-hour, so you done took 2 10-hour breaks and stuff. You done took 2 10-hour breaks and stuff. So that's 20 hours. You got more than enough rest for the task at hand that we're going to need you to take care of and stuff. And so he drove, he messed around when he's supposed to been breaking and stuff like that. You know, I imagine on the internet, looking at porn and all this other stuff, you know. Let's call it for what it is. Let's call it for what it is and stuff. And now, you know, now you got to drive at night and stuff. And I understand driving at night ain't it's not the best thing for a lot of us. But when you know that you got a task at hand, right, now is the time to start saying, well, listen, dude, I don't think it's going to be a good idea. Okay? That's not going to be a good idea and stuff. You ain't going to want me to do this load and stuff, man, cause I'm going to get tired, I'm going to get sleepy, I'm wind up pulling over and stuff like that, you know? And of course, they're going to, man, look, dude, you know, that's why we giving you 10 hours or we giving you 20 hours right now and stuff, dude. Go ahead and go to sleep, cause when that load comes and stuff, man, we're going to need you to run it. You know, so he had every opportunity to back out of it, and he didn't. But I'm going to do the load, and right there when I'm in mid-stride, that's when I'm going to say, no, I can't handle it. And I've been in those situations. I'm like, dude, I drive, and, you know, this load today and stuff was supposed to deliver. Shoot, that rain and stuff, you know, it was already late. The rain and stuff hit. I was tired. I said, dude, no, I can't do it. Pull my tail over and stuff like that. It is what it is and stuff, you know. Still able to get the load and stuff delivered, but I mean, you know, some situations are just like that. Things just don't go the way they're supposed to and stuff. And, you know, my thing is that, you know, my safety comes first. I'll deal with everything else. I understand it's going to be some repercussion behind what I do. I was late with the load and stuff. You know, I was late with it, so they charged me a late fee. It ain't no point in me fussing. I'm just going ahead and come to check. That's it. Because, You know, it was either risk getting there and stuff on time and having an accident, or pulling over and getting me some rest and just deal with the ramification and stuff. Some things get a little expensive, but that's the cost of doing business. That's the cost of doing business, and people don't understand that concept. They think, well, business has to be fair. Business has to be fair and stuff. And you know, business is probably the most unfair thing and stuff. You know, business is probably the most unfair thing and stuff there is. But the reason why business is fair is because it's unfair to everybody. It's unfair to everybody. That's why it's fair. You know, but that's the thing there and stuff. We can talk about it on my channel as drivers, but you know, for me, if I was to get on national TV and stuff, I wouldn't have did nothing. I wouldn't have did such a thing. Cause I'm like, you know, I wouldn't have did, you know, I wouldn't put that stuff out there because it's stuff that I know that it's stuff that I know, or truck drivers and stuff understand, or people in the industry understand, but not so much everybody else, the general public. They don't understand certain things. So if we're going to have a discourse and stuff, then let's do it amongst each other. But, you know, to put people on blast and stuff like that, I mean, you know, that was totally uncalled for. But a lot of the regulation came from that. Guys getting up here, putting up here these this fake information, then being held as heroes, thinking like, oh man, we out here, we being worked too hard and stuff, but we being worked to death. No, what we don't do is that we don't unify over things and stuff that we're supposed to be unified over. We don't know how to call things and stuff as they are, and instead we just sit back and allow things and stuff to happen. And so, you know, instead of us doing what we're supposed to do, which is unify, which a lot of these carriers and stuff have done, right? This is why they have political power. That's why they have political power to do certain things and stuff like that. So when we go back to this whole AB5 thing, right? When we go back to the PRO Act thing, right? You know, there are people and stuff that are for it. There are those that are against it. But the politicians have no understanding about the transportation industry. The only thing they understand is the dollars that come from it. The dollars that come from it and stuff, in the hand that gives them the dollars and say, hey, listen, I need you to put this thing in the law. I need you to put this thing in the law and stuff. And so, you know, whoever got the biggest bag and stuff like that is going to get the best representation. That's how it works. That's business. So, of course, they're going to get out there. Yeah, the poor truck driver being worked to death and stuff out there in the port for low wages and all that other stuff there. But, you know, nobody put a gun to this person's head and stuff and say, man, yeah, just jump in the truck and go over here and just do this job and stuff and be ripped off and be ripped off and all that other stuff here. Understand the thing of what you're in, right? Understand it. They got a contract. Read it. If you can't read it, then take it to somebody who can read it and give you a better understanding about it. But see, you know, it's all about, well, they're attacking the driver because you don't want to dedicate your time and stuff to understanding the craft that you're in. So people will just get up here and they'll just say all types of stuff, just like the PRO Act and stuff, which again, the Congress passed the PRO Act. But it has to be passed also by Senate, which the Senate is not going to do. But because we know that the regulation is out, that we know that the bill is out there, it's not something that's going to be passed away. Eventually it will pass. So what do we do now that we know that the PRO Act and stuff is on the table? For people that are in the lease program, for the people that are trying to get themselves established and stuff, it's not a time to be playing around. It's not a time to be sitting there getting comfortable, because when this thing get passed in the law, those that are not prepared and stuff, right, are not going to be ready. They're not going to be ready. Just like this whole electronic law thing and stuff, right? They all, you know, everybody thought and stuff that it was going to be overturned. Everybody thought it would never be mandated. It was going to never be mandated and stuff. And then people want to blame these people or those people and stuff. They say, well, it was this political party here or that political party. Understand, this thing was back way in 1992. That's when they wanted to implement the electronic log. That was under the Bush administration, the first George Bush. Then they looked at it again and stuff in the Clinton administration. That's when they rough drafted and they gave the green light and stuff to people like, Warner. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead, you can do your study, you can operate your whole entire carrier under electronic log. You'll be the only carrier out here doing it. Gave them the green light. Warner didn't go out of business. They didn't lose money. None of that stuff there. Heck, they gained employment. They understand, okay, yeah, we're on electronic laws, but what do the drivers want? They want to drive trucks. So, all right, we can't give you fleet model trucks. Come on over here. You can drive your 379 Peterbilt. You can drive a 379 Peterbilt, a Freightliner Classic. You don't like those trucks there? Okay, we'll get you the W900. All these trucks and stuff at your discretion, even though, it's electronic log over here. And what did people, it didn't deviate people and stuff from not going to Warner. Heck, people went to Warner. People were successful at Warner. Even though Warner was the only carrier that was out there on electronic log and stuff, again, that was under the Clinton administration. Then when George Bush came in, the second George Bush, that's when they implemented, that's when they had enough information and stuff to conclude to create such things and stuff as the CSA, 2010, which was implemented under Obama administration. That's when it came into fruition. But it was a 3-year study. Actually, it was a 6-year study. That was under the Bush administration, Republican. Okay, then Obama came in. Democrat. Okay, it gave approval and stuff to anybody that wanted to run E-log and stuff. You can run it. The mandate was supposed to come in July. It was supposed to be July 2012. July 2012. That was supposed to be the original mandate. It was overturned by the old IDA when they went to the Democratic courts. They got it overturned. They said, okay, well, we got to look at it. Some more and stuff. The Department of Transportation. The head of the Department of Transportation was LaHood. It was LaHood, Democrat. He pushed the pilot program and stuff down there in Mexico and stuff, and then he left office. And then I forgot the next person and stuff that came in. Okay? The next person that came in and stuff. All right, so then, like I said, Obama had it for 8 years and stuff. Obama had it for 8 years, and then Donald Trump got in office. And stuff in 2000. Okay, he won in 2016, and in 2018, the electronic laws was mandated. That was Republican. They didn't overturn it. They didn't sit there and say, well, you know what? No, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it and stuff like that. It's illegal and all that stuff there. They said, nope. It's now law. April the 1st, 2019. That's when the enforcement is going to come in. That's Republican. So I'm saying it doesn't matter whether it was Democrat or Republican. They all implemented policies and stuff, right, to change the transportation industry. Oh, I forgot about the old law, new law. Old law, new law and stuff. That was under Republican. Republican administration. Everybody thought that was gonna fail. Oh man, they're changing the law now and stuff to where you got to shut down. You got to shut down for 10 hours consistently. They changed the They changed how you did your logs and stuff. That was in 2004. January 4th, 2004. That's when they implemented the new hours of service regulation. That was under the Republicans. The 34-hour restart and stuff, again, Republicans. So it doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democrat. Every one of them had some kind of implementation inside the transportation division. And everybody said that the rules and stuff were bad. Nobody agreed with the rules. Nobody agreed with them. So now we coming into this situation right here and stuff, right? The PRO Act. Of course, they're going to discontinue the lease program and stuff under the wording. Because if you look at the state of New Jersey and stuff now, they're prepared and stuff. The thing is that you cannot lease on to a carrier, but you can lease on to a broker. You can lease on to a brokering agency. You cannot be on, if the law stuff is passed, you cannot lease on to a carrier, but you can lease on to a brokering agency. You can lease right on to a brokering agency. So what do the carriers and stuff do? They say, we're not a carrier anymore. We're a brokering agency. Take a look at a lot of those guys and stuff over there in New Jersey and stuff. Look at the name of the companies. Seen one today and stuff. San Antonio Brokering Service. San Antonio Brokering Service and stuff. Carries a lease right on. Truck drivers a lease right on to them. AB5 is about wordplay. AB5 is about wordplay. PRO Act is about wordplay. When it comes to transportation, get prepared. That's what I'm saying. Get prepared. All right, so let's see. Let's go into some of the things and stuff. All right, DL. Hey, listen, I'm gonna get to your question in just a few seconds. Let's see. I kept hearing that trucking was better when it was regulated. What's your input? Nope. When President Jimmy Carter deregulated, trucking and stuff, man, it made things better. It didn't make things worse. And stuff, man. And see, the unfortunate thing is that we don't have too many people and stuff that's around. But just look at the history. Look at some of those old footages and stuff of trucks and stuff like that. Look at all the base plates. Look at all the base plates you had to have, right? Look at the operation and the procedure and stuff, man, to pick up loads and stuff, So when Carter deregulated the industry, it actually made it made it better for those and stuff that want to get in it and get ownership. That's what it did right there and stuff, because otherwise, that man, when regulation was there, the pay was better, right? The pay was better, but a lot of the regulation and stuff was, a lot of it didn't change and stuff from World War II. If you was paid by the hour, they didn't give you no overtime. They didn't give you no overtime and stuff because of a rule and stuff that was in World War II that's still in place right now, where if you get paid by the hour, they don't have to pay you overtime and stuff after 40 hours. They don't have to do that. Still straight pay. It's still straight pay and stuff. So, when people say that regulation and stuff was better, I have to disagree. When he deregulated trucking and stuff, that was probably the best thing that happened. That's probably the best thing that happened and stuff. It's just the problem in the industry and stuff is that people just don't have an understanding about the whole comings and goings and stuff about the operation and stuff and how it works. You pick up on it later on, but then even then, when you give people insight about how things and stuff work, they're a little confused because they say, well, my carrier doesn't allow me to do this, or they don't allow me to do that, right? And it's not that they don't allow it, it's just they're just telling you in policy, right? They're telling you in policy when the reality is that, they don't want you hauling certain stuff because of you not having an understanding. They're saying they gotta keep their money at a certain amount. They say, well, we're not gonna do a load of stuff for this amount, and then you go over here and broker a load. You might talk to TQL and they might swindle you and stuff into doing a load that's under par, right? And so they got to get their cut out of that money. They got to get their cut out of that money and stuff, and they're not satisfied. And then you still have to take the load up the road and stuff like that. A lot of the insurances and permits and stuff, that comes out of them. And so they saying they got a bottom line operational costs and stuff there, and they don't need a lot of people who don't know what they're doing anyway to go over here and interfere in the other operational procedures and stuff that keep them from making money. Rather than them just being straight up and telling you from the cuff what the business and stuff is about, and say, all right, go for what you know. But see, even then, like when I was at Roadrunner and stuff, that, when I went to Roadrunner, when I went to orientation, that's what they told me. Hey, listen, the only thing we're concerned about, you can log whoever we got to prove, whoever we got a carrier package filled out with. If we're an approved carrier for them, you can do loads for them. Just make sure that you pick up safely and on time. Pick up safely and on time. That's what we're concerned about. Everything else and stuff, that's on you. When I went to orientation at Roadrunner, when I got home, the terminal manager called me and stuff, and he had a whole nother plan for me. Now, the fact that I had to learn real quick and stuff what it means to make money, because this guy, he trying to get me a load. He trying to get me a load to go way out to Washington State. When I already told Roadrunner, hey, listen, I want to be an East Coast driver. That's it. All I want to do is run the East Coast. Well, they told me, well, hey, if that's you want to run the East Coast and stuff, here's your contract. Here's how much we're going to take out for states that got terminals in them. And this how much we're going to take out for states that don't have terminals. You welcome to do whatever and stuff, understand what the terms is on the contract. And the contract never stated that I had to do any kind of loads and stuff for any specific terminal. You see what I'm saying? So I got that understanding real quick. Okay, well, yeah, I'm on my own and stuff as far as freight and negotiating and so on and so forth, right? And I did a good job for the most part. The problem is the terminal manager had a problem with it. Okay, how come you're not hauling my freight? So now my arguments, they aren't about feelings and emotions no more. They about dollars. They about making money. So see, my arguments were, they were legitimate. They were legitimate and stuff, man. And so I'm like, listen, hey, if you ain't talking about money and stuff, let's go ahead and get off the phone and stuff. You go do your thing. I got stuff to do. I got a business to run. And so the arguments, they cease for the most part. It's like, well, he just got down to it. Hey, listen, either you haul my freight or your contract's gonna be discontinued. Either you haul my freight or your contract's gonna be discontinued. So, okay, all right. So let's start talking to business. Here's the reason why I'm not running your freight, because I'm doing loads for brokers, and this how much they're paying, and then this how much your loads and stuff are paying. Now I'm picking up their loads and delivering it tomorrow and stuff, and then I'm on to doing 3 loads and stuff versus your 1 load. So it's all about money. It ain't got nothing personal. It ain't got nothing personal and stuff, but this is a competition. So you got to meet up to the rates and the standards and stuff, man, of what people are doing out here on the average. What are you going to do to make sure I get these dollars and stuff? You got freight that need moved and stuff. Okay, fine. What are you going to do to compensate? What are you going to do to compensate my time and my truck? Because I'm not going to deny you any kind of service. But this is a competition thing and stuff. Just as you have, you got other trucks, you got other trucking companies coming in here to haul your freight. You got approved carriers coming in, some loads and stuff I can't do because you saying those loads are set aside for them. I'm a contractor. I should get first dibs at anything and stuff that's in here, profitable or not. That's how my conversations went with them. Listen, it's about money, man. It ain't about anything else. Yeah, I'm a contractor and stuff here. That's right. But you got people to haul your freight. And so if that's the agreed rate and stuff right there, you want to move it for that amount, then by all means. You think you're going to get me to do it cheaper and stuff? Okay. I'm just telling you that's not going to happen. because you got other people out here competing for my truck. They're competing for my time. That's how the business works. You know, that's how the business and stuff work, man. I'm doing 3 loads to your 1. So what are you gonna do to compensate that? He ain't got nothing to say. He ain't got nothing to say. So he takes me up to corporate. And so corporate, I explained the same thing to corporate. Corporate doesn't fire me. They just move me somewhere else and stuff where my talents are needed. And that's how I wound up at Big Rock. That's how I wound up at Big Rock and stuff. He said, I got, you a good piece and stuff. We're going to move you over there to people who understand what the business is all about. And when I went to Big Rock and stuff, man, when my feet hit the floor and stuff, it was the same situation. My feet hit the floor and stuff. They understood. They said, man, this man is about making money. I never had to explain to a dispatcher about, oh man, I'm not making money and stuff like that. And we're sitting down having meetings and stuff about, things that I'm supposed to be doing for myself. If I didn't make money at Big Rock, it was because it was me, Red Rooster. I was stopping and withholding my own progress and stuff, Other than that, like I said, same rules apply. Whatever loads you do, make sure you're safe, make sure you're on time. When I got done with Big Rock and stuff, when my loads and stuff was completed, I ain't had to wait all the way till Friday to get paid. Shoot. I did the load. If I picked it up today and I delivered tomorrow, I scan it in and stuff and they go and pay me. And that's the way things have been. That's the way I've been operating like that and stuff for over 8 years. I've been operating like that for over 8 years. When they switched up, and started talking about, okay, well, we're going to start paying you once a week and stuff. I'm like, I explained some things like, hey, dude, I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with it, but I've been over here long enough and stuff. I'm like, it's not like I'm be put in the hole or whatever. Hey, payday is once a week and stuff, fine. I'll just hold the loads and stuff. But my thing is that what I don't need to be running into is the fact when I turn in my settlements, and the problem of getting paid once a week and stuff is that, when they pay people once a week, everybody has the same problems, right? Whether you're rich or poor, is that when you have more money going out than you do coming in, somebody's not going to get paid on time. And that's just the bottom line. Hey, your rent's due on the 5th, but the 5th falls on Wednesday, and you ain't getting paid till Friday. It's either you pay your rent early or you're going to pay your rent late. And most people going to pay it late. Hey, listen, I'll pay you when I get my money on Friday. I'm just going to be 2 days late. I'm going to be 2 days late and stuff. So if they go asking you, hey, your landlord come up, same thing with all your other bills and stuff. Hey, your bills is due on the 10th, but if the 10th don't fall on a Friday, and stuff, then they'll get it that Friday when you get paid. It might be 2 days, 10th might fall on a Monday. Okay, you just gonna have to wait 5 days. That's all to it. So, in business, it's the same way. They got more money going out than they got coming in. So that means somebody gonna get paid. So they got to make up, okay, well, we owe this guy right here and stuff, man, but what we gonna tell him? Hey, listen, well, we didn't get your bills and stuff, right? The bills didn't come, you scanned the bills and stuff like that, but we couldn't read and stuff, the POD on it and stuff, right? Can you resend the bills again? And they always let you know after the deadline. Okay, well, we had a problem and stuff with the system and stuff like that, so we got you squared away, but we can't pay you till next payday. That's the problem I started running into and stuff about, I agreed to wait once a week to get paid, but then every single week I'm always having to talk to the payroll people about some load that they shorted me on. They shorted me on some load and stuff like that. And so they thinking like, well, okay, like most lease drivers and stuff like that, he just going to be overwhelmed by expenses and stuff. So come next Friday, right, he going to be in the hole. And we ain't got to pay him nothing. I'm like, man, shoot, hey, listen, I'm the wrong person and stuff, man, to be shorting me on. I'm like, yeah, I got enough money for me to survive till next payday. But the thing is that, come payday and stuff like that, now you're gonna be on me some big money. So you might as well just give me what I owe now and stuff. But if you ain't got it, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth and stuff. Then, I'm gonna tell you how it is and stuff about business. Say, hey man, listen, you gotta operate your business a little bit better than what you're doing. Because if you're doing stuff like that, it leads into other stuff. It leads into other stuff, and the only thing that you're consistent with is being inconsistent. People don't know how to have those conversations when you get in those lease programs. You just, oh well, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna talk to my dispatcher. And my dispatcher stuff, I don't get along with my dispatcher. My dispatcher hate me. So that's why he ain't give me no runs and stuff like that. I hear that a lot from company drivers. Now, when you in a lease program, yeah, there's some substance to it. There's some substance to it. But like I said, you counter that by understanding the people that you are in partnership with. You can't, if you're an own operator, you can't be doing business with an employee because the employee ain't got nothing to lose. But when you're in a partnership with somebody, they saying they got just as much to lose and stuff as you, then you're in the right place. Because see, they can't be messing around. They can't be messing around with you. You understand what the conversation is about. It's about money. You got time to be messing around and stuff with your money. They ain't got time to be messing around with your money. Shoot, hey. They mess around and stuff like that. His reputation's on the line. Okay, hey dude, I ain't getting paid and stuff. All right, fine, I'm leaving, but I'm taking a couple stuff with me. I'm gonna take this trailer with me. And stuff, and when you cut me my check and everything, I'll give you your trailer back. You understand how the business and stuff and how it works. You understand the lingo of it. See what you got. Swift fired all their lease drivers in California a little while back. Okay, Swift didn't fire nobody. Swift didn't fire the drivers and stuff. What happened? What happened is that they discontinued. They gave the guys and stuff in California the option to say, well, listen, you can move to another state and stuff, but you can't be a contractor over here at Swift with a California driver license, with a California CDL, right? So if you if you want to relocate and stuff, you can. If you want to relocate and stuff, we can. We'll help you and stuff like that. Swift did it, Prime did it. Just everybody and stuff that that's in the lease. They were telling the guys in California that you can't be a lease driver and stuff over here in this state, right? But we'll give you the option and stuff to move. But when they implement AB5, they give you enough time. They saying, well, if you're going to be a contractor past the deadline and you don't get the things changed, then yeah, we'll have to discontinue your contract. We're giving you a deadline and stuff to get these things changed. If you don't get it changed and stuff, then yeah, we're going to have to discontinue your contract if you are from the state of California, if you got a California CDL. So what everybody did, they moved to Arizona. So Arizona stuff, even though it's a Democratic state, they said that, look, hey, we stand in unison with the lease. We stand in unison with the lease and stuff. And so, that was the thing there. See, as soon as they heard about it, they did the Donald Trump, you're fired. Let's see, T. Holland's FedEx ground lawsuit in California, in Cali brought about the AB5. Yeah, a lot of people had lawsuits and stuff. A lot of people had lawsuits and stuff like that, So, I mean, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing what they're supposed to do and stuff over there. But, it's really to no avail and stuff, because the thing is that, everybody is, they push the policy and stuff. That's what it's going to be over there in California until if California becomes a Republican state and stuff again, which is highly unlikely, then, AB5 is going to stand. And that's that. But, interesting enough is that California is the only state that has the AB5 that has the AB5 law. They're the only ones and stuff. And so, a lot of other states and stuff are against it. And again, you look at a lot of these companies and stuff that do the lease type deal and stuff like that. Your Lyfts, your Ubers, your Amazons, those type of people and stuff. There, you can tell where all that money and stuff went. And so, the Democrats and stuff are saying, okay, since you didn't break us off for no paper, we're gonna start making your operations and stuff, man, a little bit more harder to operate. But, and that's what it is. It is what it is. Yep, and then he does another video crying when he realizes he did it. Okay, yeah, we talking about aid. Okay, facts. TBE Truck, what's going on with you? Okay, DL, if you're still up here, right, to answer your question about before, right? To answer your question before stuff, how can a driver earn and save $100,000? How fast can it be done? And where can a person put the capital to grow it quickly? Okay. Question number one, how can a driver earn and save $100,000? All right. Your first question ties up into your second question and stuff, which is how fast can it be done? All right. Everybody, you have to first understand your situation. You have to understand your living situation, right? Everybody's situation and stuff is different, right? Like I said, you got people out here that are married, they have children. You have some that don't have married, that are in a relationship. And then you got some and stuff that don't have, that are not in a relationship and stuff like that. So number one, your home life, right? What is your overall expenses and stuff at the house, right? What's your overall expenses at the house? Because that's what's going to be a determining factor and stuff as to how quickly your money can be made. What is your living situation at the house? What things are you willing to part with? What things and stuff you're willing to sacrifice? Because there will be a sacrifice. If you're talking about trying to make $100,000, there will be a sacrifice. So what things and stuff that you have that you are in ownership with that you're willing to part with? Do you have a house? Do you have an apartment? What's your overall living situation and stuff? So, those are the questions and stuff that you have to ask there and stuff. And so when you get that question and stuff answered, how much money do you need in order to maintain these things and stuff that you have that you are not willing to part with or sacrifice? So I used an example and stuff for people that are making $2,500 a week, right? You're making $2,500 a week as a lease driver or in this lease program and stuff. So that means 25, all expenses paid. We done seen the signs and stuff like that, all expenses paid and stuff. You're making 25 a week average, right? 25 a week. That means that you're clearing $130,000 a year. $130,000 a year cleared. Okay? You cleared $130,000. So we gave people an allowance, right? A living allowance of $2,100 a month. $2,100 a month, right? So, so 21 a month and stuff. So you take 21 multiplied by 12. So that should give you what, about 25,000? 25,000. I don't have a calculator and stuff, so anybody has a calculator and stuff. So anyway, you cleared $130,000. You're giving yourself a living allowance of $2,100 and stuff. You subtract that from the $130,000. You subtract that from the $130,000 and stuff, and then you should be left with $105,000. $105,000. Mind you, you work 52. You work 52. There are 52 weeks in a year, right? 52 weeks in a year. So your first year should be dedicated to complete and total working. Because when you have that type of money right there, so that's $2,500 average, right? Some weeks are going to be better than others and stuff, but the thing is that you're averaging $2,500. So if you're clearing 25 and you have a living expense of $2,100, that should be about $25,000 and stuff, which will leave you again over $100,000. That's in your first year. That's in your first year and stuff. So people say, well, doggone, what about taxes? What about taxes and stuff? You know, your taxes is based upon what you profit. Your taxes is based upon what you profit and stuff. And so remember, in your first 3 years, it's going to be a loss. In your first 3 years, it's going to be a loss. This is why you sacrifice for the first year, because your first 3 years, you're going to be taking an L and stuff. The IRS will let you take that L. Any person that, if you have any kind of CPA, they're gonna write up the expenses to a point to where you're gonna be taking an L for the first year. So even though it may look profitable, you're not profitable, because when you look at all things considered for you to start your business, you see that you got to have, even though they're gonna break it down in increments and stuff, right? It's still a upfront. It's gonna be an upfront cost, right? You got to buy a truck. You got to buy a truck and stuff. Whether you finance the truck or whether you buy the truck cash, right? So if you financing the truck and stuff like that, and they break it down in increments and stuff, then the thing is, it's not an upfront cost, but it's something that you have to pay over a period of time, which is a write-off. Because at any time the people decide to say, well, you know what, we're not going to finance, we'll call in your loan, this how much you need right now and stuff in order to keep the truck. So it's either take it or leave it. If you got the money, you're going to, of course, pay it off, right? And if you pay it off, then that's what you're going to have to write off, because it's a business expense. It's for your business. This is what your CPA is going to be focused on and stuff. You know, you're going to have many business expenses and stuff. And so those business expenses, even though they're going to be broken down in increments, if they ever decide to say that you got to pay up front, then you will not be clearing anything. And this is why you take the loss. So, yeah, you got the $100,000 in the first year. So you got the $100,000 and stuff. And so how do you make the capital and stuff grow? As you're making that $2,500 a week, right? As you make that $2,500 a week, you begin to start putting it into accounts. And so when you put it into the accounts, which your CPA will also let you know about, right? Because it's another thing you're supposed to be doing and stuff in that time. Being the fact that you're in a lease program, you're supposed to be setting up, you're supposed to be getting your credit and stuff straight, because somewhere down the line your credit is messed up, right? You take that time with that $2,100 allowance and stuff that we're giving you out of that $100,000, and you're supposed to be investing it in some kind of financial literacy course so that you get an understanding about money. You're supposed to be getting your credit and stuff fixed, and you're supposed to get an understanding of financial literacy. And those who have an understanding of financial literacy are actually the ones that are going to be pointing you in the right direction to send you to people who can get your credit and stuff repaired, right? So you're doing a 2-for-1. You're getting an understanding about money, because as you get an understanding about money, you'll know where your money and stuff needs to go. So it's no one place and stuff that I can send you, right? Because when you get an understanding about financial literacy, you'll understand the talk of money. You'll understand those people and stuff who are talking about money, and where you need or where you can invest your money and stuff to make it grow. Now, as your money continues to grow inside your account, the banks will be looking at you. You don't have to go to them. They're going to be looking at you. And they're going to be seeing that consistent flow of cash that's coming into your account. And what they're going to be doing is offering you opportunities to get in certain things and stuff like that, so they can get your money, right? Which is your investment, what you're trying to do, so you can get different streams of income, right? They're going to give you that understanding. They're going to open up those venues there. Because if you having a understanding of financial literacy, you'll know where to send your money. You know where to send your money and how to make it grow and stuff that way. So in that year, you already looking at your $100,000 and stuff from the 25 that you're making. But the fact that you have an understanding of financial literacy and putting those monies and stuff to work for you, your credit to work for you, you're going to have a line of credit, hopefully and stuff, a big line of credit, because of the financial literacy that you understand, you know. So you'll have a credit card and stuff that's going to be for your business expenses. Those things there and stuff, and then of course you have your money that's sitting in the account and stuff that's going to work for you. So that's what you should have in that first year and stuff, right? If you sacrifice and did what you're supposed to do in that first year, then I don't even have to explain year 2 or year 3 or year 4, because you already know what to do. And that's how you grow. That's how you grow your money. You know, again, how fast you grow it, it depends on how much sacrifice you're willing to make, and what financial literacy courses and stuff are you going to get into and stuff to understand your money. So again, that's all on you and stuff. But the thing is that in that first year, you should have everything that you need. You should have everything that you need within that first year, especially if you're starting out from zero. If you're starting out in some lease program and stuff right there, then you already know the steps you need. Get in there, understand the business that you're into, get into a lane and stuff where you have a consistency, and begin to invest in self. You don't have an understanding of financial literacy, then get into the courses and stuff and dedicate yourself to learning that, right? Because you're trying to increase your business. If you don't, then you'll only be stagnating and stuff, and then, you know, years later, time is going to be done past you buying stuff, and, you know, time is going to be done past you buying stuff, and then, you know, the opportunities for you to learn, you know, it's still going to be there, but you done wasted so much time and stuff in that you could have dedicated yourself at that time when the sacrifice and stuff was needed. Well, when the sacrifice and stuff was, you know, you was already sacrificing and stuff then. But, you know, some people want to wait and stuff until they get old. You still got to go through the steps and stuff, man. So I'm saying, why not get it when it's fresh? Why not get it as it's fresh? Learn while you earn. So I hope that answered that question and stuff there. So, fellas, in conclusion, the PRO Act, like I said, the PRO Act is something that has been passed. It's a bill that's been approved. It's a bill that's been approved by the Congress. The next step is that it has to go to Senate, right? When it goes to Senate, that's where it's going to be stagnating and stuff there. So being that we know that the bill is in existence, what do we need to be doing? We need to be sacrificing. We need to be getting the money and stuff now, right? While the money is consistent. Because if the bill went, you know, the bill will pass. The bill will pass. Make no mistake about it. But it's just going to be held up and stuff for a while. So take this opportunity, right? While they're blowing the whistle. While they're blowing the whistle and stuff, and they're letting you know and stuff that there's a storm brewing. Prepare yourself. Do not let this opportunity pass you. Don't let this opportunity pass you buying stuff by going home and going on vacation and, you know, having to be with loved ones and stuff like that. Dedicate yourself to the craft for at least 1 year. You already out here. You already got to do the work and stuff. You say that you want to get in this and you want to own a truck and stuff, so on and so forth. Put in the work, right? Give yourself that year. And in that year, right, run consistent. Run consistent, run hard, get the money that's needed and necessary and stuff for you to get a understanding of financial literacy, so that you know that you can turn your money into capital. You'll know where to invest your money, where to put your money, so on and so forth. So people ain't sitting there saying stuff like cryptocurrency and all this other stuff, man. You'll actually have an understanding of what venues you can go into and stuff based upon things and stuff that you may have an understanding about. You may not understand the financial literacy part, right? But you may understand the comings and goings of that particular business, that particular craft. And you can put your money and stuff in there. So run. Dedicate yourself to learning financial literacy. Invest and get your credit and stuff straight. Go to your credit repair people. Go to your credit repair people and stuff, man. Talk to your CPA and let them know and stuff. After a year, you're going to have a solid business portfolio and stuff about which way and stuff you're talking about heading in business. Do that for the first year, and you'll have everything that's needed and necessary and stuff. And so your vacations will come. The time of spending time with your family, your loved ones and stuff will come. But understand that the grind and stuff is real, and this is the opportunity to get it. Dedicate yourself for the first year. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end on that note there, unless y'all got any questions and stuff for me. So I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate y'all time and stuff. I'm not busy tomorrow and stuff, so if everything goes like it's supposed to, we'll go for another. Not about the Pro Act and stuff, but we'll do another Q&A. We'll do another Q&A and stuff. But the Pro Act thing, I want to get ahead of it because people think that the bill and stuff is passed. The bill has just been approved, so it goes to the next step and stuff, which is Senate. But that's where it's going to be sitting and stuff for for how long it sits there and stuff, nobody knows. But since we know it's going, it's time to prepare ourselves and stuff now. So if and when that time comes, we're not worried about lease programs anymore and stuff. You'll have your own authority. You'll be operating your own business. And so it'll just be another thing and stuff that passed, but doesn't affect you and your overall business. Okay. So with that being said, it's your man right here, the one and only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. Telling you as always, continue to do your own research, fact-finding studies. Harness on your skills daily. Until next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, peace out.